This movie cost $230 million. What the hell happened? Before we jump into it, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're new, check out the rest of the channel and let me know what you think. Let's dive into The Electric State. Well, the Russo brothers have done it again. I don't think it has ever been more evident that this duo, working under any other production company other than the MCU banner, are just bad. They make bad movies. And with one as expensive as this, I'm curious to see how their career fares going forward. Obviously, they're signed up to do the next two Avengers movies, which I was excited for upon the announcement of them returning, because I love Civil War, I love Infinity War, I love Endgame. All three of those, they knocked it out of the park. But goddamn, they have been on a roll of bad films, and now I'm starting to get a little worried. Because as I stated up top, this is one of the most expensive movies ever made, and hands down, I believe, the most expensive Netflix movie ever made. And it is not good. It is very, very bad. I started this, I saw the negative reviews, and I thought, meh. I don't know if it's going to be that bad. I had hope in the first act, but man, by the time the credits roll, that was 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. So let's just start with this. The premise of this movie, I think, is interesting. It's a good premise. I mean, if you've seen iRobot, any post-apocalyptic, like, technology movie, The Terminator, whatever, where robots take over humanity, there's a war, etc. This story follows that sort of narrative, only that the two characters, one played by Millie Bobby Brown and the other is her brother. The idea in this movie is her brother is a very talented math whiz, let's put it, and he gets kidnapped by this company ran by Stanley Tucci, and they use his brain to create this technologically advanced company that pretty much controls the world. They have all sorts of products under their banner, and their flagship one being a virtual reality helmet that the majority of the population owns and wears, and they use this to kind of escape their normal life. And there's actually this really interesting concept where the whole point of this helmet is that when you wear it, you're kind of, I don't know, off on a beach somewhere on vacation, or like climbing the Alps, whatever, wherever you want to go, whatever brings you peace. But it splits your consciousness or subconsciousness to where your outside body is still able to do things like get stuff done around the house, go to work. But that's all you hear of that concept, and they never use it. I don't think it ever gets brought up any more in the film, and it never gets utilized. So that was wasted. So anyway, the whole point is Millie Bobby Brown, she goes to find her brother because she learns he's still alive, and he's actually, part of his consciousness is inhabiting a life-size robot that is modeled after his favorite toy when he was a kid. Another interesting idea that doesn't really go anywhere. And she goes off with a ragtag group of robots and Chris Pratt with a terrible wig to save him. And they bring down this terrible technological company and restart the world where robots and humanity coalesce and live together. And like I said, I thought the setup was good. I thought a lot of the ideas they presented were interesting, as I stated, like the conscious and subconscious virtual reality idea. And the only other good aspect of this film is the robots look great. Forget all the pop culture stuff. The robots and the CGI look fantastic. I think there's a lot of cool robotic characters that they utilize, and that was for sure the best part of the movie. Everything else in this movie is completely awful. The acting is... It's like... let's go through the cast list. You have Chris Pratt, you have Stanley Tucci, you have Giancarlo Esposito, you've got Woody Harrelson playing one of the robots. But there's a bunch of kind of sort of A-list names playing the robots. Brian Cox is one of them. And then you have Millie Bobby Brown. So this isn't a cast of like just lifetime movie actors. These are established talents. And every single one of them phones in their performances. Everyone. It's bad. It's like every take in this movie for every single scene is the first take. It's like they said cut and moved on to the next scene. It's awful. Millie Bobby Brown, I enjoy Stranger Things. For me, the jury is still out whether or not she is even a talented actress. I've seen her in many things outside of Stranger Things, and that includes the Godzilla movies, and either A, she's doing bad movies, which is a very strong possibility, or B, she is a very bad actress. And to her credit, though, the writing in this film is completely pedestrian. The dialogue is awful. The way this narrative shapes out is terrible. I mean, some of this dialogue, she gives this speech at the end of the movie, which is supposed to be this inspirational, like, coming together of the world. And it is one of the most heavy-handed movie epilogue speeches I have ever heard. It, honest to God, reminded me of a Sarah McLachlan commercial with those sad, horrible dogs. And I couldn't do it. I didn't even watch the credits. I shut it off right there. And everything else, the action sequences are boring. I mean, there's not a lot about this movie I want to talk about, to be honest with you. There's a giant action sequence at the end where Chris Pratt and these robots and Millie Bobby Brown, I don't even remember these characters' names. That's how little of an impact this film made on me. They go to this company and they pretty much ambush them. And there's a big robot fight where the company sends out the drones. I don't remember the company's name either. Who gives a shit? They send out these drones to battle the robots. Chris Pratt's there fighting alongside his robot best friend. And Chris Pratt's got this giant badass looking gun. I promise he did not shoot this thing once. If he did, I didn't see it. He's just running around with this gun, riding robots, punching people, and he's got this giant gun with him the whole time, never once fires a bullet. It was perplexing. I was like, what is happening here? These are the same guys that directed like 3 of the best Marvel movies and 3 of the most respected Marvel movies. Like, what is going on? It was just so bad. I just don't understand how you get this talented of a cast together and then you just, construct this just very underwhelming and extremely expensive film, and nobody likes it. I mean, I have not seen one good review for this movie. It is terrible. I almost didn't finish it. I started half of it last week. I didn't even want to go back, and I was like, you know what, I got to get this review out, so let me just go back and finish it. And it was grueling, but again, I don't even know if it's worth one watch. The good part is the robots look good, so I guess that's where the money went. I mean, you can definitely tell they spent on the CGI budget because they look fantastic. But other than that, The Electric State, unfortunately, is another Russo bomb.